Okay, so the next chapter of this experiment. So now we're going to do all the internal parts, which means attaching the graphic, then attaching the pocket. So we get to that stage, and of course the ribbon. Now the ribbon's interesting. I'll just give you a little hint with the ribbons. When you get the ribbons, iron them. Just iron them in half. Now what we found out, just a simple iron, this ribbon, or most ribbons, have a memory. So what we're trying to do is when it shuts, we don't want that ribbon sticking to the outside looking stupid. So however, if you iron it, it has a tendency to go just one way, and you want it to fold inwards. So Hira's going to just give us a quick demonstration how we put the ribbons in, the graphics, the pocket, and that stage, the graphic. What have I missed out? There's the graphic, the pocket, the ribbons. Great, okay, let's go.
La cinta.
First thing, we're going to glue that
Glue.
on the inside at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. Glue it in there and glued to the top. So what happens now is when that glue's dry, we get to that level, and you can see how that is. Perfect. Okay.
Luego,
Then
la otra parte la vamos a pegar aquí.
that has to be stuck 45 degrees too. And obviously leave it at the right angle, the amount of space you want it to lean back. It just has to be lean back more than forwards, otherwise it'll be annoying and keep falling forwards. So we get to this stage. Now, ciérralos lentamente, otra vez. So you can see as it closes, it automatically, lentamente, it automatically closes on the inside, and you don't get ribbon jamming out on the outside, which looks unsightly. Okay, perfect. So vamos a empezar con el castillo. So,
La lengua.
the next step is attaching the tongue. The tongue disguises this bit, and basically disguises from there to about there. So we call it the tongue. There's probably another name for it, but ¿vas a ponerlo aquí? No.
Sí. En esa. En esta.
Sorry.
Ya tiene la cinta.
Yeah, great. So now we're going to mount this. That's the first thing. The tongue is going in. So, Jairo, ponga la lengua y vamos a ver cómo marcha.
Debe ir en esta posición.
So that's going to hide that thing. About half and half, I suppose, is a good way to do it.
La podemos doblar antes.
You can give it a crease before. Just makes it a little bit neater. Then we get back to using the pressure glue tape. And this glue, honestly, is so strong. Once you've done your pressure roll, if you pull this apart, we've done it, it'll tear half of this card apart before it loses grip on the surface. So don't worry about, is it going to undo with moisture? It doesn't. It is so solid. So just by eye, put that crease in up to the edge. You could use a squeegee for this as well, by the way. Squeegees, a little plastic or credit card even, but we just want to show you with no tools, so we can just show you how this goes. Doesn't really matter about the bottom so much, because that's going to be covered anyway. I guess the bit that you want the best result is actually just the back of the box.
Siempre se pega con el ángulo abierto. No la pegue encerrada porque queda recogida.
Yes. Always stick it at the maximum open side, otherwise it won't open properly. So the maximum open, dependent on your ribbon, stick that down. So now you see we've now nicely disguised that back area. Beautiful. Now you see that's working well. Okay, so now we're going to put the castle in. El castillo. El suelo. Pardon.
Okay.
So now Hira's just going to put the castle in the back, and we could supply these. You don't have to use these, but we love doing graphics. I mean, we print, and we can do any of these you want. Watercolors on linen is particularly good, and we've mastered a little technique for doing this. Linen frays, but we fold that linen around the back so it will not fray. And then we've also got the sticky pressure pad on the back. So Jairo, this is the simplest thing of the lot, but look, we'll do it. I'm sure you can work this out, but so we peel the back off.
No.
Peel the back off. We like going halves because you can move around. And you see what he's done there? He's made like a little hinge. So now you can pull it off slowly and paste in with your fingers as you go. It's just an exact way of doing it. We do sign writing like that with glass on windows. Always do that hinged thing. So now you've got your graphic on there. The remaining thing we have to do now is get our pockets sorted out. And with the pockets, we've got a really neat little circular invite. So 2 pieces. There's a pocket, comes all pre-folded and pre-cut, and let's not do anything symmetrical. The great thing with this is custom making. Is we don't make boring square. It's not an envelope we're making here. It's something artistic. So now I'll tell you something else with these, which is really interesting. Is in the past we used to stick these. We used to stick these to the top, but wear and tear. That looks a little bit ugly. These can come off. Sometimes different materials, they don't stick very well with glues, pressure glues or whatever, or sometimes that one might come undone. So by doing it this way, can you see what happens? I can slide that in there. I can slide that in there. But once that's slid in there and put this way, it's an impossibility that any invitation in the pocket can slip through. You've got all that area gluing it, and you glue it to the tongue. You see that? 2-part system. So Jairo's going to stick the whole unit together right now, and we'll see how it goes. So take the paper wrapper off. Open it with your fingers at the back, the easiest way to go. That'll slide in all the way up to the top. It's important you get as high as you can to hide any of that stuff. Now this time you can just push that card down. Push the card down. Beautiful. And there's your pocket. That is not going anywhere. Now, just level it up. And I hope you noticed that we, apart from Jairo's hands, a roller, there's not been any machining, tooling, anything. I've got all the components together on a plan with, I've actually got some instructions, and of course I'm going to put this online as well, so you can always download this if you get lost as to how to do it, what to do when. But we've tried to make it so it's like a logical sequence. Then you've got everything, and there's a little invitation that goes in there. Perfect. So now we've got the perfect box. We do put on the finished items, this is just us, we can add, these are all add-ons, the adornments. What clients love is when we make these for them. That just, we can supply these as stickers for you, they just stick on, but look at that. The quality of that, and just gleam. It's just little adornments that make the difference on these boxes and make it a lovely one to a wow. This gives you the wow factor. But all this, the little extras, you can stick them on yourself, don't need any special machines or anything. Now, the last and final thing is what we call a box-elope. So this whole part will fit into the box, which will go into the ultimately the foam bubble sending bag. So we'll join you in the final section, the box-elope.